I want to ask you about something that was in an interview with you and Abhay when you guys were promoting Chopsticks, right? So Abhay was talking about how, like people can censor stuff on YouTube or anywhere else, but how can you censor the internet, right? Because it's all over. So why are we even talking about censorship, and what is this thing that, on the one hand, there is this internet where pretty much anything is available, but on screens and on YouTube and all that, on OTT, there are laws that need to be followed. What is your take on censorship?
I think there should be some.
You think so?
I think
okay.
so. Yeah. I think so. There should be some kind of censorship.
Okay. So that's a yes or no answer. I want you to explain.
Yes. Yeah. There should be some kind of censorship.
Okay. Why?
I know, like we are discussing that we are so uncomfortable, still talking about sex in families or something. So there's some content where you're not very comfortable when you're sitting with families. I don't know if it's too archaic what I'm talking, but I think some amount of censorship is good.
I think what Sir is trying to get to is to say, sometimes watching a specific kind of content a little too often normalizes a lot of things for you. The things which you probably thought were normal, and
right.
you need to believe and understand that it's normal in a lot of other places. It changed. I think where he's getting from is like it's alcohol, sir. Everybody drinks alcohol. The government permits alcohol, but you can't promote it calling it alcohol.
Yeah.
So that is censorship, sir. So I think in that line.
Yeah. Are you trying to say there should be censorship?
There should be some level of censorship, yes, sir.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, there should be two ways where probably in a screen, you're going to a big screen to watch a film, which is going to be censored, and probably there is a different medium which gives you an opportunity to waste the same content without being censored.
Right.
Now, that is your R-rated or whatever rated versions which come online.
Yeah.
So I think that specificity we have to give. So we should give people the option of watching it with the level of...
So my question is, when, let's take Obsession, right, the current blockbuster, and they're removing this one, there's one scene with violence that's been edited out, and there's one scene with sex that's been edited out, and everyone has taken that scene from wherever else and put it on X or any of the social media handles. So people are watching it anyway, even though it's kind of a thing. So I'm saying that I think it's unavoidable now. Like it is kind of a thing. So how do you look at that?
I'm saying, but eventually you did see it on X. The film did do well in theaters also.
Yeah.
Both the purposes are served.
Okay.
You got to see what you missed, and the film has anyways done well without that.
You should be a politician, actually.
Why, sir?
Yeah.
That's the one thing I never want to be, sir.
Really?
It's a very tough job, sir.
So,
but I feel like we are pressurizing content too much, sir. It's okay. If it's there, it's great. If it's not there, it's fine. Sometimes I understand where filmmakers come out and get very upset about it because they feel like their voice has been chopped off, which is rebelling from what is right and wrong. But it's not about what is needed or not.
Yeah.
It's not about the necessity, sir. It is about, it's not ideal. It's my medium, how can you mess with it? It's a personal anger.
Yeah.
Now, is it a necessity? Not is subjective, sir. Like sometime back in an interview I was saying, acting is like modern art. There's no rule book on how you perform. How can you say this is the right way to perform or this is not? I might find a performance phenomenal. You might not like it. You might think a performance is phenomenal. I might be like, what did they do?
Yeah.
It's like modern art. It's perspective. If you have more people or the more credible people voicing out that it's great, you sell for a higher price.
Yeah.
If the credible people are not ready to voice you out, you're just individually your own talent again.
So I think it's also individualistic.
So censorship is modern art, sir.
More the merrier. Some people might think
like censorship is modern art, sir. Like for example, there was also this conversation where a lot of people spoke of why should the national anthem be played before a film. I don't care. I'm happy to stand for extra 2 minutes.
No.
I don't know what purpose it's going to serve, but if those 2 minutes, I have nothing to lose to stand up for my national anthem, sir.
Yeah.
Right. After school, probably I heard it that regularly only in a theatre. So I was happy to hear it beyond. So I could be wrong, but that's my perspective.
Yeah. But what are the things that you talk about as a sex educationist in this? What are the issues that you discuss?
So this is a reference I've been giving to a lot of people. If sex is learning to drive the car, sex education is the rule books of the road rules, the dignity and respect you have to give to the other drivers.
Yeah.
That is sex education, sir. So I think we mostly speak about that. And more importantly, we speak about a lot of important
Because one of the things that's there in the promotional material is the no means no bit that's there. Yeah.
There are multiple tinier things which you speak of in the show. So when I started doing the show, I didn't think that the things we were saying in the show were necessary. As in the sense that it's very important to be said no. But it was a great part of a narrative and a story. But when we were filming for the show in this village, which is like 2 hours away from Hyderabad, I kind of realized that a lot of things we were speaking about in the show were a reality in that village.
Yeah.
We come from an urbanized setup where we've been privileged and fortunate enough to go to the good schools. We went to schools where we had the option of at least the girls being taken separately, right? There are a lot of people who don't even get to go to schools, and this is not even.
And girls become the other, you know, like the unattainable other kind of thing. And that's those who've been to boys' schools, I've seen this a lot. Yeah.
So it kind of, so when we realized that we were shooting in 2025 in a village which is 2 hours from Hyderabad, which is the capital city, and extremely urban, and I realized they're still living a life which is very patriarchal in the sense. I think a lot of things about sex education taught in India are not just about sex, it's also about patriarchy. Right? Like no means no is fight against patriarchy. You deserve to wear a healthy pad instead of a cloth which you use at home is a fight against patriarchy to say that your hygiene is important in your monthly budget, not just the rest of it, right? So I think it is a lot of those things that have been conveyed. Like there's this line in this show which I really like, but it's in Telugu, so I'm going to try and translate for you in the best possible way. The part of this universe which is credited for being the place which has the power to birth a human life is not a place you should be ashamed of trying to protect for hygiene.
Yeah.
Right? So a lot of these things were said in a very beautiful, sensitive fashion, which is what I like. Like there is not a single abusive term in the show. There's not a single, like sometime back sir said he worked on a film called Raz, which I also saw and liked back in college, which was known for being a sensual. We don't have any sensual scenes in the show. So this is not something which deals with that. Like for example, I would ideally like to compare the narrative of Super Subbu to be something on the lines of what a wiki donor or a badai ho were.
Yeah.
Right? When I watched this content, I was like, wow, on paper I could have never gauged this line to work out as such a great screenplay narrative.
Yeah, that's a great example, wiki donor.
Yeah, and this show, when I heard the narrative, I kind of felt like it had great potential to be that. Like wiki donor is also one, sir. Now imagine badai ho, that is a truly sensitive Indian topic where your parents have gotten pregnant with a child, where you're trying to convince a family that you should get married to that girl. This is like literally the kind of sensitivity. But that was one of the most successful films which was remade in all states.
Yeah.
Which means people are ready to receive and watch content like that, but very few people are ready to bet on it.
I think